Okay, I want you to picture this. There is one guy on this planet who made an estimated $80 million in 2024. And get this, he did it entirely through creating content. If you break that down, it works out to roughly $220,000 every single day, just from his content. It's just a completely staggering number.
But right as you're processing that insane number, the story gets even more bizarre. Because he regularly spends $3 million, $5 million, and sometimes up to $10 million producing just a single release. By every standard rule of business logic, right, he should literally be losing money hand over fist. Ad revenue alone could never, ever cover those kinds of extreme production costs. No way.
So, what is actually going on here? How is this guy not totally bankrupt? Well, the truth is, what MrBeast has built isn't just a standard channel. It's not even a traditional media company. Let's dive right into this, because what he's actually built is a long-term compounding machine. Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're going to reverse engineer this unprecedented success. We are breaking down the MrBeast business model, but we're going to do it through the lens of one of the most powerful corporate frameworks in history, the Day One philosophy. Let's see how this completely transforms the way we think about scaling a business. Here's a quick look at how we'll break this down. First, the $80 million enigma. Then, Amazon's Day One philosophy. Next, the 4 revenue pillars. Followed by Day One thinking applied. And finally, some practical business lessons. All right, let's jump straight into part 1, the $80 million enigma. To really grasp his success, we've got to completely shatter that old creator model, the one that assumes more views just automatically equals more ad revenue. Jimmy Donaldson started out as an 11-year-old kid back in 2012, and honestly, for years, almost nobody watched. But he obsessively studied the platform. Fast forward to 2017, and he posts this super low-budget production of himself just counting to 100,000. It took him over 40 hours, and it went massively viral. That taught him a really foundational lesson. The more extreme the investment of time and effort, the bigger the return. Fast forward again to 2025, and he sits at over 300 million subscribers with a massive team of 250 people. But again, he didn't pull this off by just chasing ad revenue. Which brings us to part 2, Amazon's Day One philosophy. So, to actually understand the engine behind that crazy timeline, we need to pivot for a second back to 1997 and look at the foundation of the most powerful company in the world. In his 1997 shareholder letter, Jeff Bezos introduced this concept that would totally define Amazon's existence. He said, "It's always day one." Basically, he meant that a company should always think like it's building from scratch. Zero ego, zero legacy, and absolutely no obsession with this quarter's profit numbers. Bezos essentially asked one question: is this the best decision for the customer 10 years from now? Amazon actually spent its first 8 years barely breaking even, and Wall Street was absolutely furious. But Bezos was quietly sacrificing short-term profit to pour money into things like Amazon Web Services and Prime. He was setting up a decade-long compounding effect.
Bezos warned that the alternative, what he called Day Two, is stasis, which is followed by irrelevance, followed by an excruciating decline, and finally, death. Day One companies, on the other hand, they obsess over customers. They reinvest aggressively, and they move with incredible speed. Now, keep this framework in the back of your mind, because MrBeast essentially runs his entire multi-million-dollar operation purely on this exact Day One logic.
Moving on to part 3, the 4 revenue pillars. Let's follow the money. Okay, it is time to do a little corporate teardown of where his money actually comes from. Pillar 1, sponsorships. A single integrated brand slot in a MrBeast production commands between $2 to $4 million. I mean, that covers a huge chunk of production before a single view is even counted. Pillar 2 is Feastables. Launched in 2022, it crossed $1 million in sales on day 1 alone, and now it generates an estimated $100 million plus annually. His content is basically the marketing department, perfectly fusing content and commerce. Then there's Pillar 3, MrBeast Burger. That proved his brand could instantly move physical products via 300 ghost kitchens on launch day. It's wild. But the real secret sauce? That's Pillar 4, reinvestment. Jimmy has explicitly said, "I don't take any money out. It all goes back into the videos." He essentially pays himself a salary of 0. Think about that. Most people buy luxury cars or big mansions when they hit it big. Jimmy, he buys bigger productions. And this is the ultimate flywheel. Better content means a bigger audience, which means stronger brand equity, which drives those higher sponsorship rates and massive consumer product sales. That takes us to part 4. Day 1, thinking applied. So now, we're going to make the explicit connection between Amazon's corporate philosophy and MrBeast's creative decisions. The absolutely crucial point here is trait number 1, customer obsession. MrBeast doesn't spend his time analyzing what competitors like Logan Paul or PewDiePie are doing. He ignores them entirely. Instead, he spends his millions asking, what will give my viewer an experience they have literally never seen before? Building real-life Willy Wonka factories or burying himself in underground bunkers, that isn't about beating the competition. It's pure, unadulterated customer obsession. Trait 2 is resisting the proxy. This basically means not mistaking the process for the result. Uploading weekly? That's just a process. MrBeast will gladly spend 6 full months on a single project just to ensure it has a massive impact. He prioritizes the quality of the outcome over the quantity of the output. He chases consistency of impact, not consistency of upload. And then we have the final 2 traits, embracing external trends and making high-velocity decisions. When Squid Game went massively viral, he didn't just react to it or do a quick review. He spent $3.5 million to physically rebuild the entire thing. He dominates trends at an unmatched scale. And when it comes to decisions, man, he moves fast. If something flops, he doesn't panic. He instantly extracts the data to see exactly what the audience didn't like. Because for a day 1 machine, fast failure is never a setback. Actually, scratch that. It's not even a failure. It's simply a research expense. Let's wrap things up with part 5, practical business lessons. Now, you might be sitting there wondering, well, that's great for him. He has unlimited capital. But here's the thing. Day 1 is not a resource level. It's a mindset. Ask yourself right now, am I making this decision for this week or for the next 5 years? Remember, MrBeast made nothing for his first 5 years, but he reinvested anyway. Amazon reported losses for nearly a decade, but Bezos reinvested anyway. The people who truly win are the ones who treat year 1 as a foundation, not a finish line. So here is exactly how you apply this to your own venture today, right now. Step 1, reinvest a fixed percentage of everything you earn directly back into your skills or your business. Step 2, stop chasing short-term validation. Treat flat results as data to extract lessons from. Step 3, build your brand right alongside your income because trust and reputation, those cannot be taken from you overnight. And step 4, obsess over your audience, not your competition. Copying your competitor just means you are copying their ceiling. And this brings us right back to the core parallel here. Whether you're selling books online in 1997 or making content in 2024, the most powerful businesses share one undeniable trait. They are willing to look wildly unprofitable today so they can be completely unstoppable tomorrow. MrBeast is literally just acting out Jeff Bezos' shareholder letter, one outrageously expensive project at a time. So the next time you're tempted to take a shortcut, cash out early, or just, play it safe, I want you to ask yourself, is this a day 1 or a day 2 decision? Because remember, day 2 is comfortable, it's safe, but day 2 is also where companies go to die slowly. Stay on day 1. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and keep building for the long term.